sure it's the first time that many of you have been able to attend this glorious Mass, one of the most glorious and important in the whole year, because it's where the holy oils are consecrated each year by a bishop in his cathedral for the whole year, for the whole of the next year. And then next year the oil should be replaced, and all priests need to turn to some bishop to obtain the oils, the holy oils, because the holy oils are, the three of them, are involved in 5 of the 7 sacraments. There's only marriage and confession in which holy oil is not involved. In baptism, it's the oil of catechumens and the holy chrism. In confirmation, it's the holy chrism. In extreme unction, it's the oil of the sick. In I'm missing one, at least one, whatever. But the oils are involved in the sacraments, and our Lord has not wanted the sacraments, which are the great channels of grace, to be administered without holy oils in most cases. That's the importance of these oils, and they're not just any oil. It's always olive oil in the true church. It's olive oil, and in the case of the Holy Chrism, mixed with balm or balsam, a special liquid or liquor obtained from a special tree. One interesting thought is this, that a bishop is consecrated with the Holy Chrism, and as the chrism makes the bishop, so the bishop makes the chrism. It's like chicken and the egg. Which came first? Well, in the case of chicken and the egg, we don't know. In the case of the oil, our Lord instituted the episcopacy and taught that the bishop would then generate or would create or bless oil, the Holy Chrism, and then at the next, it soon arose in the church that the bishop would be consecrated with the use of the Holy Chrism. So, in fact, you can think of this, that today the chain of chrism bishop, chrism bishop, chrism bishop reaches from today right back to our Lord. Our Lord created the first bishops, the apostles. The apostles created the first oils, and from then on it's been a continuous chain down 2,000 years until it reaches us today. So it's very easy to think that our Lord Jesus Christ was here for only 33 years amongst us, actually himself, and he's some kind of, it's easy to think, some kind of fairy tale figure distant in the past. He is at the head of a chain reaching down to us today, a chain which is going to generate the oils through which grace, sanctifying grace of our divine Lord will come to me. Therefore, our Lord is reaching down to us, down all 2,000 years. He's reaching to us with his church, and it's he who is acting in his church. Because, of course, the bishop, as a mere human being, doesn't create the oils. It's as a minister of God. It's God creating the power in these oils to convey grace. The bishop can't do that. The bishop is not a source of grace. He's a channel of grace. A channel appointed by our Lord, like all priests. A channel appointed by our Lord. But the power, the divine power, comes from God through the channel, or down the channel. But without the source, there's no grace. And therefore, without the bishop alone, nothing. But as an instrument of God, God coming through him, the grace of God to help us to get to heaven, to make it possible for us to get to heaven. Therefore, what you're attending today is the blessing or consecration of the 3 oils through which sacraments will reach you. Because our Lord wishes that a sacrament consists of words, I baptize you, John, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and water touching the skin in the case of baptism. In the case of, and then later at the end of the ceremony of baptism, or during the ceremony of baptism, also the oil of catechumens, which is the oil of those entering the faith, and then the Holy Chrism, which is the anointing with the Holy Ghost. At the end of baptism, the anointing with the Holy Chrism. So our Lord uses material things and words. And in the case of many of the sacraments, or 5 out of 7, the material thing involves these oils. That's to tell you how important these oils are. And without them, the channels of our Lord's grace, the supreme channels of the grace of our Lord can work outside his channels, but he instituted those channels to be the normal means of his reaching to souls with his grace. With these material elements, blessed today, the sacraments function. And that's the importance of what you're watching today, what you will attend today. The oil of the sick will be created with, or blessed with a blessing before the end of Mass. Actually, before the consecration, even. In other words, in the course of the Mass, after a prayer called Nobis Salva Peccatoribus. And then the other two, the Holy Chrism and the oil of the catechumens, are created towards the very end of Mass. So you will see, firstly, the table will be set up at the back, and then before the consecration Mass, I beg your pardon, what did I say? It's soon after the consecration that there is the blessing of the oil of the sick. Then the Mass will be concluded at the altar, and then close towards the end of the Mass, again you will see the ministers all collecting at the end, and then there is the specially solemn blessing of the Holy Chrism with the olive oil and balsam, and then after that, immediately after that, there is also the blessing of the oil of the catechumens, and then the Mass is concluded. It's a specially solemn ceremony. If only we had a number of priests and of deacons and subdeacons, you would see a large number of us in the sanctuary, and each priest would contribute to the blessing of the holy oils, and the bishop would be the main one. Without the bishop, there couldn't be the blessing, but all of the priests, all of the 12 priests and 12 deacons would also be contributing to sanctify the holy oils. It's a specially solemn ceremony. Once a year, only once a year. Of course, here and amongst us today, we don't have all of those possibilities. We do what we can for the glory and honor of God, and for the salvation of souls, and for the benefit of souls by means of the holy oils. In the name of the Father,